friends, I'm Rainey and welcome to my channel and welcome to what I hope is the first installment in a slew of videos for Shaketube, which is a month of reading all things Shakespeare. I will leave the hosts' announcement videos down below, but what they are doing is picking 3 plays each and then one play at the end that they will all do. And so you can pick a play from the 3 that the 3 hosts will be doing each week, or if you're like me and are an overachiever and basically want to make your life miserable, you could try to read all 3 and participate in a play at the same time, which is what I'm doing. That was unplanned, but I digress. If you're seeing this, you know that I at least read 1 play, and I'm hoping that there might be a second or a third short video review for the other 2 plays, because that's my plan, is to read all of the plays that the hosts are participating in. So, on to the first play, which is Twelfth Night, and that is the one that will be moderated by Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse. Twelfth Night is one of those famous Shakespeare plays where cross-dressing is used as a main plot point to disguise the character's real gender in order to move the plot along. However, traditionally, Shakespearean plays are played by all male casts. If you've never seen this done before, it is, or can be at least, hilarious. A theater company that I work with a lot actually did this all-male cast version of Twelfth Night a couple of years ago, and I was given permission by the director / owner of the company to show you a picture of that cast so that you can get a sense of what that might look like, and I will drop it in here. And I think that that is pretty hilarious, and I thought you might like to see, especially my friend Phil, dressed as Countess Olivia. It makes a beautiful countess, don't you think? However, I'm not really going to be discussing the cross-dressing aspect of this play today, which is a whole video in itself. However, I would like to talk about the 2 main female characters of this play, Olivia and Viola, and how their situations and characters parallel each other and also oppose each other, and how their interactions and relationships with each other really bring each other out. First, let's talk about Olivia. She has recently lost her brother and her father before the play has even started. And so she has become independently wealthy from this event, but obviously she is also in deep mourning because she has lost both of the most important men in her life up to this point. And for Olivia, this grieving has manifested itself into her just rejecting all thoughts of love and marriage and any men in her life other than, family members that still exist, like Sir Toby. Olivia is basically putting her life on hold because of this grief that she feels. And while her status now is very independent and different from how women would normally be allowed to live, I think she doesn't really see that. Most people would think, well, good, stay single because that is the only way you could get your freedom. But she is more in the mourning period of feeling that she needs to stay single and just doesn't want to talk to anybody. She's not really thinking that, this could be a good thing for her anyway. But I digress. But basically her grief is causing her to withdraw from the world and not move on with her life. Conversely, we have Viola, who at the beginning of the play She has been shipwrecked. She has seemingly lost her brother in the shipwreck, and she finds herself with no protection from the men in her life, no money, and basically destitute on an island or in a society where she knows no one. Um, she, however, uses this as an opportunity to better her circumstances from at least what they are at this point, maybe not better than what she had before, but she is very industrious and uses the opportunity that she sees in having a twin brother and possibly being able to dress like a man and fool people into getting herself a job, basically, with Count Orsino who, as his page, and thus giving herself some freedom because now she's a man and she can kind of move about freely in society, give her opinions, and get greater confidence with this very powerful man, Orsino. She also is grieving, obviously, for the loss of her brother, like Olivia, but unlike Olivia, she uses her grief to propel herself forward and get what she needs to survive. She does not withdraw from society. She puts herself into a different society than she would probably have had she just stayed where she came from and had a brother and a father and her wealth. She probably just would have ended up married and voiceless. Both women are in similar situations, but dealing with them quite differently. And it is not until the two women meet, Olivia not knowing that Viola is a woman, that Viola is able to bring Olivia out of her grief and her mourning and show her that there is more to life than just staying in her self-obsessed wallowing. Even though the situation is a little convoluted with Viola as Cesario and Olivia falling in love with Cesario, it is because Viola is actually a man that he is able, or he is able to get through to Olivia and show her a side of herself that she had resisted seeing. She does not want to fall in love, but Viola, as Cesario, sees the grief and sees the insecurity of Olivia and is able to bring her out of that because she is a woman and can see the similarities in what they're going through, and is able to sympathize with her and empathize with her and talk to her on a more feminine level, which up until this point she has only been pursued by Orsino, who loves to make a spectacle of himself and is very much just overbearing about his love for her. And then Andrew Aguecheek, who is just kind of a doofus and doesn't know what to do with himself and wouldn't know how to empathize with anybody, you know, if it struck him in the face. So so Cesario / Viola is able to talk to her on a more personal level and make her see that she needs to move on with her life. And I think that is the main reason why this relationship happens, even though it's a little weird because, you know, everybody's falling in love with Viola, but yet Viola is kind of trapped and she can't express her own feelings because she is in this disguise. And Orsino is finding out that he has some kind of desire for Cesario, even though he thinks he's a man, and he is like, what is this? You know, I thought that I had this passionate, deep love for Olivia. And then Olivia, in turn, is thinking, well, I just thought that I wanted to be single forever, but here is this man that is talking to me like no man has talked to me before, and this is so different from how my my interactions with men have been before, and this, what could possibly happen if, I felt that I let myself fall in love. So these two people are finding through Viola slash Cesario that what they thought was true for their lives is not necessarily the be all end all. But yet, Viola is trapped in two bodies and she cannot express herself and she cannot be who she was, who she really is, until the final scenes of the play, which I won't go into. But if you know, if you know anything about Shakespeare's comedies, everything works out in the end. But at this point, before all of that happens, Viola cannot tell Olivia why she can't love her, and she just has to keep trying to get her to love Orsino, and she cannot tell Orsino that she loves him, because then that would be saying that she tricked him and that she's really a woman. So it's just a whole convoluted mess, but in the end, all ties together in a happy little bow at the end for some of the characters. For other characters, not so much. So it doesn't all tie up neatly. But overall, this play, Twelfth Night, has so many things that you could pull out of it to talk about. There are so many nuances and so many little subplots and themes, and it would just take hours to talk about every little aspect of this play. It's just a truly remarkable comedy, and I hadn't read this in years, and it's been 2 years at least since I saw my friends perform it. So I kind of forgot how involved it is and just how rich it is. Definitely you should read this if you really want to delve into the brilliance of Shakespeare's mind and everything that he can pack into one play. There are just so many things, so many things. And one of the funniest scenes in all of Shakespeare is the scene with Malvolio and his yellow guarded tights, and it's just hilarious, which is something I could go into in another video, but we'll just cut it here. So obviously you can tell I love this play. I am a big fan of Shakespeare's comedies. The next one that I plan to delve into is a very dark tragedy, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. It's Coriolanus. I've never read that one. I'm a little nervous about it, but you might see a review of it if I can get some thoughts together on it. So until that next one, bye.